Hey everyone, welcome to the Kava and Kettlebells podcast. This is Charles.
Hey guys, my name is Heidi. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our guests today ditched the hangovers, they skipped the booze, and they built a drink that might just flip the fun switch on your social life without wrecking your body. We have Madeline, who is a chef, and Kareem, who is a former sommelier, and they wanted an adult beverage that actually did something good for you. They teamed up with some mad scientist kombucha brewers and created Thom Fun's original Kratom kombucha. It's bold, it's functional, and it might be the future of going out. Let's meet our guests.
Let's go.
All right, so we have Madeline and Kareem with Thom Fun's original. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I know.
Absolutely excited to have you guys here.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to it for a long time.
Yeah. So you guys drove from Miami, not too far from here. Hopefully that was okay drive. Tell us a little bit about, you guys, a little background, and we'll get into what is Thom Fun's.
Yeah, absolutely. So Thom Fun's is a brainchild of ours that really it came about from trying to find something that makes drinking Kratom a lot easier and a little bit more mainstream. So we brew tea and then we ferment it in the bottle into kombucha. So it's ready to drink, almost beer-like expression of the tea that you would normally find in a kava bar or at home or what like.
Yeah, and I will say, so we've, before the podcast, just so like everyone knows, like we've been connected for a bit. And the first time that we tried this, I think one of the biggest things I was surprised about, because I'm not a kombucha drinker beforehand.
Honestly, I never had it until Thom Fun.
So really, until we had this, that was like, well, I think I had before like a few times, but honestly, for people with like Kratom, they always complain about like the dirt teas, right, when they go to the kava bar and that. But like when you have this, like it's so smooth. And the kombucha, I was expecting it to be like very strong, but like it went down super easy.
Yeah.
Like, you could easily down a couple of these in the serving.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. Actually, so the two bottles here on the table are the first two flavors that we came out with. We came out with the OG brew first, and that's 4 grams of green Kratom. So we do crushed leaf tea. And so when you're brewing tea, right, you're measuring how many grams are going to be total weight that you're brewing the tea. So it would be 4 grams in that bottle is the equivalent of what you're consuming. And that, for people who don't know what that is in like milligrams, right? Because some people think about extracts and milligrams and like what that is. That's about 25 milligrams of what would be in an extract beverage or something like that. So we came up with that first, and it was kind of like we hit a home run out of the gate. And then we're like, all right, this is great. And we had a couple of friends, or one friend specifically, she was like 100 pounds. And she's like, this is too strong. And we're like, really? Okay. So we made the Easy Apple, and it was like our easier version. It was a lighter version of the OG, and that's 2.5 grams, and that's like 13 to 15 milligrams, right? And they come out a little bit different than the 4 grams, where they're more like full-bodied, like beers, the 4 grams. And the lighter ones are kind of like sparkling wines, like the body and the style and the bubbles. So they did hit a place that we were trying to look for to create a product, because we wanted to make something that really fits like the post-alcohol vibe. People who don't drink anymore, drink less, or want something else, but don't maybe like tea or seltzer or something like that, and they want something that is reminiscent of a wine or a cocktail or a beer.
I was gonna say too, and I think when everyone thinks of like prepackaged Kratom, they think of all the seltzers out there, and all the seltzers have extract.
Yeah.
Right. It's all extract, minus a few companies who do the whole leaf Kratom. So, what was the thought kind of behind doing the whole leaf? Was it because in order to keep it more gentle and kind of that natural experience? Did it have to do with like the brewing process? It's just kind of like a general kind of what was your thoughts behind using the whole leaf?
So it's definitely with the brewing process. Kombucha itself is tea and sugar fermented. So you take tea, you take sugar, you add bacteria and yeast, and it ferments. So it creates these natural bubbles. And Kareem was a wine somm for a great number of years before he stopped drinking alcohol entirely, but missed the experience of champagne, of having like a bubbly glass.
Yep.
And he had the thought one day when we were in the farmer's market, there's a local kombucha guy that's there, and he makes this really smooth kombucha, kind of to your point that you were like, this is a really smooth kombucha that I wasn't expecting. A lot of kombucha is very vinegary, but his style, we do bottle fermentation. So the way that we brew it and the amount of sugar that we use, we only ever use for fermentation. Most kombuchas have to add a bunch of sugar after because it's got this really vinegary flavor. So you're kind of covering it up. But ours only ever have 5 grams. We don't add anything afterwards. Super smooth. You don't get a vinegar style. We loved it. And he was like, I wonder if he could, I mean, it's tea. Could he ferment it into kombucha and do it in this natural style that kind of harkens back to our culinary roots? We're both from the hospitality industry. I'm from the baking and pastry world, so I love fermentation. And then this guy has been a wine somm for over 13 years. So, you know, we love kind of the more complicated process, I guess you could say. Like, we like the labor of love aspect because it certainly is. It takes more time. It's not like we can make it in one day. Takes anywhere from a week to a month for some of our products. But we love the live nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes
some of the
lighter ones take a lot longer.
Because there isn't a lot of like particles or caffeine or anything in them. Because they all get inoculated with some kombucha cultures, right? So that's like a brew of black tea that has been sitting with the SCOBY. That's like the mushroom that does the fermentation. And then we add some of that liquid to the larger batch, and that converts everything. And so there's a little bit of caffeine in that. When they're bottled, there's maybe like 5 milligrams per bottle, so it's not very much. But there isn't a lot of even kratom tea or anything like that in the lighter bottles.
Yeah.
So that's why it takes a little bit longer for them to ferment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I do appreciate the different varieties of the strengths that you have.
Yeah.
And I as well appreciate the very low dose because a lot of most of the seltzers, like I can't drink a whole one because we drink kratom regularly, but we don't very low dose. And we do the whole leaf. And so when I have the extract seltzers, most of them I can't even drink a whole can. And so I appreciated that one is my favorite because of the low dose, the smooth flavor. So I appreciate your 100-pound friend.
Yeah.
Her influence.
I do want to say too, just like for people listening, and you see this with kava. People are always like, oh, like, why is this so expensive? And it's like, well, it has to be harvested, it has to be brought over here. There's a lot that goes into it. But, even with these drinks, I think I don't know if it's like a consumerism thing or American thing, but sometimes I feel like people are so used to just going to the store, grabbing the package off the shelf. They have no idea where it comes from, who made it, right? So knowing that some of these products take like a month to build, it's just something I just want to highlight, for listeners to like understand that there's people behind the process. It's not an overnight thing. I think that's really cool that like there's time and care that goes into that. And again, it's not just like this that just happened this morning. You guys made this and brought it over here.
Yeah. It's definitely it definitely does harken back to the wine experience that I had. Truthfully, I was telling her, I was like, I really miss champagne. Like, I stopped drinking about 2 years before I ever found kratom.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I used it to get off alcohol. Like, I was just at the end of my road with alcohol, and I was like, I'm done. And I went from a very, heavy drinker of alcohol, but very functioning, to cold turkey the next day, and then started a whole wellness journey, like yoga and eating well and all that stuff for 2 years before I got exposed to kratom. So I was like fresh, but I was bored because of how a wellness lifestyle is great.
It can get a little boring.
It's not sexy. It's not sexy.
So and I love dancing. I love going out. I love going to restaurants and going to bars and to clubs and everything like that. But there was nothing for me to drink.
Yeah.
So I would literally carry around, after I found kratom, I would carry around like a vial of powder, and be like, and be like, I'd be like, can I get some juice? And then I would mix this nasty sludge with
They're at
crumbs.
the restaurant, just like
And I was like, there has to be a better way. There's got to be a better way for this. And I had been exposed to the extracts with like, a bar I frequented in Mexico. really beautiful mocktails, some of the best I've ever seen anywhere,
Yeah.
and really nice stuff. But like, not everyone's doing that, you know. And then the extracts have a different feel and effect, and I really like the tea.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
And
I
so
think that's such a good point because it is a different effect. It's
Totally.
similar but very different. And so people who start on the extracts, I don't feel like they're getting the full
No.
effect.
Right.
no, actually, we've been listening to the Huberman Labs podcast episode that he
He
did
just
with
did.
the professor from University of Florida. It was actually a year and a half old, but you know, he talks about the difference between metragenine, which is one single alkaloid, and the whole plant extracts and all the alkaloids that you're getting. And we really wanted that feeling. Like, I feel like it's totally different, and you experience more of it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
more full spectrum. Like you get all the other benefits that the plant has and how they work together and the reasons that people take it, you know, traditionally in Indonesia for so long.
Right.
They're using the whole plant because you get so much more out of it than you do just like the high, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's too, it's like, it reminds me of like cannabis, right? Like there's
Yeah.
something to be said about like the whole flower
Yeah.
versus like now, like, you know, vapes are just like a straight boom, THC shot to the brain, and it takes away, you know, all the cannabinoids, everything else that's in, you know, that strain of, you know, whatever it is that, you know, you decide to smoke. And I do think that, you know, kratom itself, like, I'm not anti-extract, and like I do use
Yeah.
extracts here and there.
We do
And, you know,
too.
I
Yeah.
do enjoy a good seltzer here and there as well. But you know, I think for someone to go right into the kratom game, and especially now with, you look on the market and it's like,
How much is out there?
well,
Yeah.
that, but it's like now seltzers are going to 100 milligrams
Yeah.
per
Yeah.
bottle.
So
You know,
yeah.
it used to be, you know, 30.
Yeah.
And like if you're starting with that, and then you go to a leaf, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, it's not strong enough. And it's like,
Right.
well, yeah, first of all, your tolerance is out the window.
Yeah. And we know people who, you know, drink the seltzers and they'll drink 1, 2, 3 a day.
Yeah.
And like, that's a lot, you know, when you start with that,
Yeah.
you're just starting right out the gate and there's only, it's not like kava that has a reverse tolerance,
Right.
you know, there's only going up from there. It's not going down.
No.
Yeah.
Well, suddenly here, you know, especially with you two being from, you know, the kind of background that you have, right? And there's a lot of that, like, and a lot of creativity that goes into that line of work, right? Obviously. And like you mentioned too, you know, the science behind it. So after the farmer's market, we all went there, you saw the kombucha, and kind of had the idea. I guess from that point to where we're at now, like how they go from that idea strolling farmer's market to now literally having products sitting here in front of me. I'm sure it's a long
It was
story,
interesting. Because like the impetus was like, so I miss champagne. I wanted to make a champagne style product, you know, that was like artistic and like it was alive. You know, we could just mix anything and put it together and be fine, but we really wanted that. And he was creating something really different and special. So, you know, I spoke to him, we went up to him and we're like, oh, can you do this? And he's like, oh yeah, I can do that, fine. So 3 months later, we literally had the OG
Recipe.
It was a different brand name then. It was KR8M, Kratom.
I hate
We
it.
thought it was. I thought it was brilliant. It was not.
Wait, what was it?
Kratom, KR8M.
Oh, okay, like
Yeah.
the number
Yeah,
8.
and so
It's like the social media skirt around.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Is that what inspired it?
maybe yeah.
Yes.
So we had explained what the product was and then what the name was too.
Okay.
And even though we have a similar thing now, but this draws people in. So then we also found out there's another company out there with a similar name to that. So we're like, all right, we gotta come up with some new names. So
Okay.
and so we had the OG brew like recipe down. We were like, all right, this is the thing. And then we came out with that. And a few months or so later, that was October of 23. And then we branded it to Thom Fun's in January of 24. And then March, we ended up buying the kombucha company
Okay.
that was making it for
Yeah.
us. And the brewer, the founder, he's still involved. He's a partner with us. He does great work. You know, we come up with the recipes and he turns them into the magic, you know. So,
Did he know about Kratom beforehand?
no.
Or was he? Okay, so he was introduced to it. as
Yeah.
well.
Have you converted him?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's since stopped drinking.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And everything.
Good for
So
him.
Yeah.
Very cool.
it's been an awesome journey watching him. Yeah, he's our wizard.
Yeah.
Sounds like it, man.
Yeah, for real. And so we ended up then spending a lot of time on that business and rebranding it. And she did all the branding for this and for the other company, Brewing Life. We worked a lot on that. We didn't really take Thom Fun's out into the general market until like October of last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we connected in November.
Yeah, so y'all are really
Very
just
new.
now a year.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys have.
We're fresh babies.
Well, like, I mean, for a year, I mean.
Well, you've grown so
I was gonna
much
say,
in that
like,
time.
coming out of bars
Yeah.
and
Now, how, because there is expiration dates on the back, which I, again, appreciate
Mhm.
because I think it's, a little
That's not
weird. Yeah, it's not fake. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
alive. This is real. There's
Yeah.
nutrients in this. And when you see a can or a bottle that has this shelf stable for 2 years, it's like, well, you have to have something in that to make it shelf stable.
Yeah.
So I appreciate, an actual shorter expiration date, but how does that affect actually producing it, shipping it, getting it to the customer?
Sure, yeah, that's certainly a challenge. So kombucha is a live product and it's not going to go bad necessarily, but fermentation will continue
Gotcha.
because all the food is in there, the yeast is in there. In every bottle, you'll see on our label, it says swallow that oyster. And that's because a little SCOBY forms in a lot of our bottles. Not in every one, and sometimes they're a little smaller, sometimes they're a little bigger, but it's a little jelly-like substance. And we were all like, this is kind of like eating an oyster where it's gross, but you just chuck it back.
You do it
And it's fine.
I
You do
don't know
it
why,
anyway.
man. I thought it was kind of cool. Like, so I was waiting for it, So when it
Yeah.
came, I was like, yeah.
I was excited.
Exactly.
Like, let's do
Yeah,
this.
so come on, you gotta gear up for it. We wanted to like lean into it
you gotta
instead of
lean
like
into it.
No, I
hide
like
from
that.
it.
I like that.
But because it's a live product, fermentation will continue. So the yeast will essentially just eat up all the sugar. The kombucha will over ferment. So if you pop it and it fizzes over, that's
Okay.
just because the
Gotcha.
yeast has
Okay.
consumed
So-
everything. And when yeast consumes the sugar, you get little yeast farts, and that's what the bubbles are. Gross, but it's true.
Wait. Wait.
So good.
I like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
So it doesn't necessarily go bad, but it does over ferment. It gets a lot drier, which
Gotcha.
is interesting, similar to wine. As wines age, they change in flavor profile and taste. So our kombuchas change profile. You can't age it the same way you do a wine,
No.
unfortunately. But since that's why we've got that. So it does add a little level of challenge when it comes to distribution and everything and maintaining like a product that is fresh and enjoyable and the same kind of flavor profile that you're used to.
We actually did just, one of our partners, he had a couple cases of our first batch of the Kratom labeled ones.
Oh.
And he brought them to the brewery and we actually tasted them and they actually tasted very wine-like.
Okay.
He didn't have them refrigerated, which we do not recommend for
Yeah.
anyone.
Always keep it
Keep it refrigerated. But it had definitely developed over time and like it wasn't bad, it didn't taste bad or anything. Like it tasted very complex. It's probably not for everyone, it's a little bit drier. But we were very impressed with like the longevity of it, that it could actually last that long.
And I feel like there's might be a market for that. Like there's
There
small,
is.
very small, but there might be some people who might enjoy experimenting and
Yeah.
keeping it past the
Well,
suggested.
I have a question too, because even if that came in my mind thinking about that. So, like fermentation obviously produces alcohol, right? So with kombucha, isn't there like a trace amount? Is it like
There is the potential for there to be.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because of the fermentation, because of the sugar and everything like that, the conversion, it could lead to it. Like our experience with all of ours is that there is not any. If you were to leave it for a certain amount of time and it had enough sugar in it, it's refrigerated, there's potential for that to happen. But if you're consuming it within the expiration date time, which we do about 8 months on there, even a little bit more than that, there's no potential for the alcohol to grow.
Okay.
Right? It would take a long time for that to happen, and you would probably be like, I'm not gonna drink this anyway.
Yeah.
At the date that it would be labeled.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it's live. So, but we did listen to a lot of people after we came out with these products, and we did get calls for something stronger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't.
be those people.
Yeah, and the thing, like we didn't set out to
Yeah.
make this for the seasoned kratom drinker or even the kava bar, typical guest. but we've been selling a lot to kava bars and everything like that. We go to a lot of kava bars, and we're getting more people who are like, you know, we need something a little stronger. We love the flavor, we love the taste. So we went to the lab and we did come up with a few things, and we brought some of those.
Let's
for you.
try it. Let's do it.
I will say that too. And for like people who do go to kava bars, like usually when we go, we just have like kava most of the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I just not like it's like, you know, I don't know what do you say, like mixing them a bunch together. But I will say that like I've had this with kava before, like shells, and for people out there who don't like to mix, I will say that this does sit very easy as a complement to kava. So I think at a kava bar, this is actually probably a better option to have, because you do have people who want to just drink kava, but they might want a little bit of kratom.
Right.
And especially with the lower dose and something that's like a complement to drink.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you're drinking straight kava, it's just like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
So
a
to
lot
have-
sometimes.
Yeah. So to have a drink like this that, you know, you feel, but still provides like a nice like accent complement to it, I think actually is great for a
Yeah.
kava bar.
Yeah.
So,
One of the reasons we did the lower dose, aside from our friend, is we also want to be able to introduce it to people that have never had kava or
Yeah.
kratom before.
Yep.
And I remember the first time that I had kratom was at the bar in Mexico, and you gave it to me, and it was the powder with water and lemon juice. I got it. I was like, this is disgusting. I'm never gonna take this. Why did you bring this to me? I can't. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to stop dating him. I don't like this.
Deal breaker.
This is
Deal
real, there's got it too.
horrible. But so we wanted to make something that's accessible
Yeah.
and that's lighter dose, so it's not so intense, because like it bothered my stomach. I was like, I'm never gonna get into this. This bothers my stomach so bad.
Yeah.
We've also found that kombucha helps mitigate some of the stomach issues that people have
That's a
with
good point,
kratom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because kombucha is good for your gut healthy. You get probiotics in there. But having something that's lighter dose, so it's like if I've got a friend and I'm taking them to a kava bar and they're like, what's this weird place? You just brought me to.
Well,
What are all these like muddy looking drinks? And like now kava bars are making a lot better looking, you know, beverages and cocktails and doing a lot of cool mixes. But sometimes the teas can still be really strong
yes.
because they are catering to a crowd that's consuming it regularly. So if you've got something that you don't have to worry about, you know exactly what's in the bottle, you know exactly how much you're gonna get, like that's really nice and comforting. I can give it to my friend and be like, try this, and then you can start trying the other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That is true too, because like, you know, I've gone to, you know, one bar had a, you know, a 12-ounce, you know,
Mhm.
tea, and it feels a certain way. And then
Yes.
you go to another bar, and I've literally, and this is like, I'm not talking that much long ago, I had like a tea and I almost threw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how strong
Same.
it was. And I'm
Yeah.
somebody who has to create them every day.
Yeah.
So,
And that's with the teas, you know, it just depends on who's brewing it. And
Yeah.
it can be so different and unpredictable, which is, on one hand, we encourage people who are just starting out with the botanical to try a tea because it can be gentle, but
Yes.
it can also not be gentle
Yeah.
and very strong.
Yeah, we heard a few times at some kava bars, people would come in, they're like, "How's this? Is the tea strong today?" And in my mind, I'm like, "It should be the same every day."
should
Right?
grow.
It should be consistent.
consistent.
Yeah.
I agree.
And you know, that was a big thing about why we chose the dose levels that we did.
Yeah.
And so you'd have a consistent thing. Like you grab a bottle of Thom Funs, you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a live product and we do small batch and there's like minor nuance
Flavor,
differences
yeah.
in flavor,
Right, right.
you know, but you know exactly what you're getting every time.
Yeah.
And we always thought, because we had our own experiences where we went to a kava bar and like I had 2 teas and we got home and then I sat on the couch and I'm like, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
thank God I didn't have a third one because I wouldn't be able to drive. And I always said to her, I'm like, it only takes one time for
Yes.
one place
Yep.
to go too far and fuck it up for everyone.
Yeah.
That's
and like I
100%
am
true,
a
yeah.
big proponent of like there should be standardization across the board. Like
Yeah.
you know, you go to a bar, you get a Corona, you go to another bar, the Corona is the same.
Same shit.
Yeah.
You get a
Yeah.
vodka tonic, and the vodka tonic here, yeah, there might be more liquor in it, like volume, but the alcohol is the same.
Yeah.
And it needs to be the same way. Otherwise,
Well, I think
it's
in,
very dangerous.
in general,
It is.
yeah, that's something I think even the Cabo bar community, botanical community is running the issues right now, even with like standardization and legalized, you know, everything going on. It's like, well, because sometimes it's all over the place.
Right.
And you go to a different bar, you always have a different experience than the next one.
Yeah.
And, I don't know like the exact answer to that. I'm not saying like every kava bar has to have the same mandates across,
No.
but like there should be some level of consistency. I highly agree with that as well.
Some way for there to be understanding for the consumer, especially like we want this market to grow. We want it to see kava and kratom grow. More and more people are drinking less and less alcohol, so looking for alternatives, and just for people to have like a safe space to, experiment with and try things. I think it's really important to have there's so much education that has to come along with this. So information about like how strong is a brew is super important,
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to, it was in Miami, it was actually our first kava bar
It's
experience.
still there, I think.
We were told it shut down, but Purple Lotus
Yeah.
over by,
Yeah.
are they? Okay.
Yeah.
They moved to a different location.
Yeah.
It's on Alton Road, and Jimmy's there. Jimmy's the man. He actually carries all the Thom Funs
Yeah.
to all locations, and the other 2 locations up in North Florida.
So that was our first.
Oh, wow,
kava
really?
experience. And that was before we had kava, kratom. We didn't know anything, and that was an experience where we always say it was great because we realized that both botanicals, like
They do something.
you felt something, they did
Right.
something,
Yeah,
but it was not an ideal first experience.
they're strong.
Because
We had too much.
way too much.
We
He
got
was
too
like,
much.
here's a shell of kratom, or here's a shell of kava, here's some kratom. Let's mix them together. Let's do some more. And we're like, give it to us.
Yeah, because you're feeling them. And you're like,
Yeah,
do a little more.
We were feeling great. We were feeling I was like, at the time we were talking about like just like life and stuff, and I was like, I am so optimistic. That was like,
And then we got in the cab to go home. We were just visiting.
Yeah.
I was
And
feeling
he
good.
was feeling
She
good.
was.
He's like, I want to live here. And I'm just sitting there like, don't talk to me, don't talk to me. I'm going to throw up. And I didn't. It was fine. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of how, again, you don't want that experience. You want it to be streamlined.
Because as with many things, you have too much of something, it can make you sick.
Exactly.
100%.
Club and Kratom are no different.
Yeah.
But Purple Lotus is still there,
Yeah.
and they're great. And actually, he's going to be moving the location back to south of 5th, an
Okay.
area
Yeah.
down where the original
We'll
location.
have to
Yeah,
go
that's
check
what
it
we're-
out
yeah.
again.
So all right, so
Alright.
now
Let's see.
we're all ready to roll.
So we listen to people, and they're like, "Oh, we really want to feel it and everything, and the seltzers and and we're like, "Okay, fine."
We'll do
So
it.
we went back and we formulated a 7-gram line.
Okay.
So this is equivalent to 45 milligrams of an extract, which you would find in a typical seltzer.
Okay.
So we also came out with single varietals. So we've got white, green, red, and then we do have gold. So all 3
Nice.
mixed
Yeah.
together.
You don't see that
You did the
much.
labels.
Yeah.
Too,
And once again, she did all the labels.
That's nice.
And so we're definitely going for a cocktail inspired flavor and
Okay.
vibe, because I've been talking about like a tonic for a long time, like making a gin and tonic, like putting all the botanicals and stuff
That
in
used
there.
to be my drink of choice.
That's amazing. That's my favorite. Yeah.
So for the white, we came out with the ginger mule.
Okay.
So 7 grams white kratom. We've got like real ginger root in here, ginger extract, dried lemon and lime. So we're going for a Moscow Mule flavor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that they're kind of tiered, our 2.5s all drink a little bit like a sparkling wine. All the 4 grams have more of like a beer feel to them, and then these are kind of the cocktail line, because we wanted something that made sense to people that have never had it before.
Mm.
Like, I don't understand what this is, but I know what a
Oh, that's good. That tastes like a Moscow Mule.
That ginger is like
my
it's
favorite.
enough, but it's
It's
not
my
too
favorite.
much. You know.
Oh, that's good. You just want to drink more.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the goal.
Is the goal.
It's good though, and see, we're really big on not having super sweet things, and that's
Yes.
why
Yeah.
a lot of we do not like sucralose, erythritol. It's just we don't
Mm-mm.
like that. This is the perfect level of sweetness. Like it's sweet enough
Yeah.
that you want to keep drinking it, but you're not going to get sick of it.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah, I hate the taste of stevia, sucralose, monk fruit. I think they're
I mean, I like stevia and monk fruit. I won't hate on those, but too much
Right.
is like I
It's gotta be
prefer
used
sugar.
really well.
Like I
Yeah.
prefer sugar, and
yeah.
a little bit of stevia is fine, but
Especially
yeah, it's
erythritol.
used right.
If I have
I
like
can't
Yes,
do it. I can't do it.
TMI, but that erythritol in my stomach, like,
No
Mhm.
friends. Yeah.
And also, yeah,
horrible. That was good.
diuretic.
Yeah.
So yeah, we only use organic cane sugar.
That's good.
Mhm.
And
And
see,
then-
I prefer. I mean,
I
obviously,
do too.
you need the sugar, with it, but
Yeah, it doesn't.
I prefer that. And as long
Yeah,
as
it's
it's
good.
not,
100 grams of sugar.
you're
in
right.
it.
Like
Yeah.
as long as you're not going crazy.
These are 20 calories, 5 grams of sugar. If you don't have 20 calories to spare in your
Exactly.
diet,
Yes.
you have
We
other
say
problems
that.
to deal with.
Dude, we say that all the
You
time.
have other
Listen.
problems to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't need the sugar-free life and the 0 calorie and like, no,
You'll burn out
Moderation.
drinking that.
Exactly. And yeah, we say that all the time. Like if this is gonna ruin your calories, like this
Yeah.
is not the problem.
This is not the
Yeah.
problem. The problem is somewhere else.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
excited
fine.
about this one.
This one's really nice.
7 grams green, guava sour. I really love what you did with the labels.
And I personally
Miami
love
colors.
sour stuff.
I do
So
too.
there's
I'm
real
excited.
guava in here. It is
Ooh.
funky.
Fresh guava, yeah, it is a funkier brew.
I haven't tried the rest of these, but already this is
Oh,
like.
see, I like that.
Yeah, this is my-
It's like such a good contrast with like the sweetness of the guava,
This one's
but like a tartness.
You got the aroma before you even start drinking it.
Mhm.
With it.
And so for the sours, so we've got the guava sour. We also have the apricot sour in the 4 gram line. We were
Okay.
going for those sour lambic beer styles.
Yeah. Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So he was right. You can smell it.
Yeah, before you start drinking
I'm not gonna say it correctly.
What?
I'm gonna say
it.
some.
Sommelier.
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah, we can say
Some.
some.
Okay,
Yeah.
some.
Sommelier.
Okay.
Yeah. Some.
So
Some.
do you? Was that kind of what you were going for with this?
So actually, this recipe was Daniel's idea, our brewer. This
Okay.
one was his idea, but he's a classically trained chef.
As well.
Our other partners are a sommelier still and a mixologist. So we are always going for all of like the aromatics and the tastes and
Yeah.
umami and all the things that you're looking for in anything that you can pair to enhance your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these, they're brewed, yes, so that you can enjoy them by themselves, but also so that you can enhance your dining experience. Like
Yeah.
you can have a nice dinner, pour them into a wine glass, especially for the lighter ones, the rosé and the apple, or even the mule and the tonic we're gonna get to. You can pour them on the rocks with the lime. It's like you're having a ready-made cocktail.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting.
all
'cause
of the sensory experiences.
I'm thinking right now, I'm trying to rack my brain right now of all the botanical drinks out there. And I don't pair any with food. But now that you're talking about this and I'm tasting this, this is probably, I know everyone else are like, oh, I had this with this and like whatever. But like, it's a different experience. Like, I feel like this would be probably the only one I've actually had with like a nice meal. Like, if I was out to dinner, like, I'm not grabbing a seltzer with like super looks in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it would have to be something like this.
And we aren't big on, of course, like we don't drink wine, but even, I'm sorry not to get angry with me, but even, what? No, I just said,
Why is this something?
no, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying we didn't drink a lot of wine
Yeah,
before.
don't worry, I
Right.
drink it for you.
Like, yeah. Like people would ask me, what do you like? And I'm like, red or white. But like, what kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just give it to me. And so this would be something that we would drink at dinner.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I would be excited to have this, with dinner with friends and like Thanksgiving dinner, like
Yeah,
a nice family
exactly.
dinner when everyone's having wine. I would be excited to have this.
And they all pair well with food.
And they
Yeah.
do.
Like each of the different types and the flavors, like you could have them with different things, like the citrus hops, it's a very beer-like. You can drink
It's nice
with
with
anything.
burger.
Yeah.
Yeah. The burger. All right.
Yeah,
got it. The strawberry one.
So
This
strawberry
is-
dream. So 7 grams of red kratom,
Okay.
and there is some Damiana in here.
Oh,
And
nice.
Damiana does have an aphrodisiac effect.
It's the sex
Yeah.
bottle.
This is the after dinner one, right?
It's just
Yeah.
for all the things in the bedroom. I do say like you have one of these and you're feeling really good. You have 2 and you already want to lay down or
Oh, man.
Yeah,
take a
or
seat.
go to
So
bed.
this is like your dessert wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Into the nightcap.
Okay.
Guys, this one is. I think I'm gonna put this above the
Oh,
wall.
that's good.
This is really good.
It tastes.
Make it hard.
This sounds weird, but maybe this is probably what you're going for. But like, it tastes sexy. Like
Yeah.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
The goal.
You know.
That's the goal.
Check, like
Wow,
achieved.
man, that is-
So you get like the strawberry up front and everything, and then on the end there's like a green note, and that's actually the Damiana.
Mm-hmm.
Is it cool if I sip on this one the rest of
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we got more.
I want to try the more, but like I'm gonna.
Here, let's
Nice
trade.
and looks good.
Yeah.
And this
This
would be
one
good,
is so
perfect
good.
with like
It's very
some
round
chocolate,
too.
like a
Yeah,
dark
chocolate cake
Yeah.
or something.
That's good.
You know, we did it very selfishly since we all have culinary backgrounds. Like, our love language is going out to eat and having like a nice meal with like beautiful beverages and drinks, and we're both vegan as well, so we chose to do life as hard as possible. And so we're out there.
We're eating eggs.
Yeah, we're eating some eggs now,
That's
which is like
Yeah.
really nice. Yeah, but you know, we still want to have those same experiences. Just because we don't drink anymore doesn't mean
Yeah.
I don't still enjoy going to a restaurant, going to a bar, going out to, you know, dance,
That's what-
have fun.
Yeah.
I just want to do it in a different way. And I
Yeah.
think it's really cool that the kava and kratom industry is booming, and that like we can choose to enjoy life in a different way, because it felt for so long like there's only one way to do it.
Yes.
And that was having a beer at a baseball game, having a glass of wine at dinner, you know, whatever that is. But it was always alcohol centered. So
I still feel like I'm fighting that with people.
yeah.
Like when you tell them that you don't drink, or we go out to dinner, we always go to like a
Oh,
nice
boy.
dinner, and I always feel like the wait, you know, like whoever is like serving us is like shut down. We say no drinks.
Yeah,
Right.
I always-
It's like I
You should
promise
bring
you.
a 6-pack of this with me.
Exactly.
And be like, put this into a
I
wine
always
glass
say
for me.
It's not about the money. I would spend
But
it.
promise,
but you just
I'm
don't
buying
have
lots
what
of
I want.
food.
I
I'm
was
buying
gonna say,
appetizers,
yeah,
everything.
I'm
Like,
gonna
don't
tip
worry.
you well. Like that's what I
Yes.
feel like they're always worried about. Is
Exactly.
my tip just went
Yeah.
down, and
Even just like people like telling them that.
I always
I don't
say,
know,
like, are
man.
you pregnant or
Right.
when did you recover? Like,
Yeah.
are you an
Yeah.
addict? And it's like,
Right.
no.
No, it's like,
People always they give you that like, well, like, what do you do? Like, and it's like, well, do I have to drink alcohol to
Yeah.
have a good time?
Right.
So is that like the benchmark of me having
Right.
to enjoy
That's the
myself?
standard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like is that because if so, then it's like, well, then look at your own life. Like, if you need alcohol to feel a certain way,
You need
to be
any
around
substance.
someone,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know, then like maybe there's something else there. And
Yeah.
and again, people will be like, oh, well, like kratom's a substance or kava, but like it does not get you blackout, right? Because it
Right.
lets you.
And the same thing we would say to our listeners is we think that you should use kratom responsibly as well.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
there are so many people that are addicted to it
Yes.
who take way more than they should, and we don't think that's, you know, a good
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah.
Just because it may have less side effects than alcohol, you still can get dependent on it, just like you can get dependent on anything.
Right.
You have like, you know, a bottle of this and you feel relaxed, you feel good, right? And what's nice, and so we always try to tell people, it's like you can still go drive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can
Right.
still talk to someone, you can still do something.
It's
you
It's
know?
not psychoactive, so
Yes.
like, you know, it's not like THC where you're kind of like losing your mental faculties and you're feeling really sleepy. It's not super
Yeah.
social. Like, I love how social
Yeah.
kratom and kava are. You
Yeah.
know, they make you want to be chatty and you feel a little relaxed, and it's not this super high buzz, but it's like, okay, it takes down the social barriers
Yeah,
that you
it's
might
just
have,
enough.
because we're just so conditioned to have something to get us in a social mood.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. You know, it's good for the first year or so when you've got nothing. You're like, all right, no alcohol is awesome. And then you hit a wall and you realize, like, oh man, I can't go out and play with anybody anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I want to play with my friends.
I want to play with my
Yeah.
friends. I want to go out. I want to have something.
Yeah.
But also too, it's like even with like being like alcohol free, I think it's like okay to be human. This is like for me,
Yes.
like when I was, I found kava when I was in the military
Mhm.
because the drinking culture is massive.
Yeah.
It's
Huge.
very, very, very big. I wasn't a drinker, and I was always a lover of sticky plants.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that because
Can't
it
do
felt
that.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was trying to find something because I was like, yes, I'll need alcohol, but I still would like something to have at the end of the night
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to feel good, but I want to drink, and that's how I found kava and kratom. And that's what I try to tell people. It's like, it's not going to get you drunk,
Right.
right? It's not no marijuana, but like I promise you, if you use it correctly,
Yeah.
it's only going to add benefits to your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Agreed.
um,
I mean, we're all using something for something, right? Like
Yeah.
everything can be an addiction. Everything. Like You ever have someone come and be like, "Oh my God, have you ever gone running? And you ran so far that you're so high."
The
I'm like,
runner's
high.
I'm
You
sorry.
got one here.
stop right now
I know it
because there's
exists,
no
but I
way.
think it's lies.
Like there's like someone trying to come and talk to me about heroin. Like you have to try. I'm like, no,
Just
I
once
also
Just once
no and no. Like no running and no heroin. And
Something
but
in the
we're
middle.
but like something safe safe for the most part. Like we're only using the plant mixer out here, but we're using them all for something. Like we're using them to take the edge off or to be social. And like I do like the fact that that you have the white and the green and the red
Right.
and the gold, and you can use them for different things. And actually, specifically, like the Strawberry Dream is venturing into the original ethos of the idea, like to make something to be drank in a certain environment, like to make a champagne style product, right? And in this, like, why do a lot of adults go to bars and clubs and stuff? I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say it, for the opportunity for sex.
For sure.
Okay?
100%.
And if you've ever walked into a combo bar, 99% of them, there is no opportunity for sex. The vibe is like, where's the video games?
Where's the sexy combo bar?
And what I'm saying is like sex appeal is not a part of like the culture and
For
everything
sure.
like that. But this was also made for regular restaurants and bars, like to be in other environments. Because like I like going to certain concert halls in Miami and stuff like that, but like there's nothing to drink.
Yeah.
And so the Strawberry Dream and putting the Damiana in there, we wanted to really make blends of certain things that would give you certain effects.
Right.
And so you use and enjoy different flavors for different things.
It's intentional.
I like that.
Yeah,
It's very
intentional.
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 Very intentional. It's not just like we're throwing some extract in everything and boom, like, and like even the flavors, sometimes we get people, they're like, well, what if I want it in this, I want the strawberry, but in the white. And it's like, we spent a lot of time
Thinking about
thinking about the whole thing,
What we
like
want.
red and strawberry and the Damiana and the sensuality and like putting things. So we have really thought about a lot of things going to each one. So they're
Well, I think too, like, I hope people from this episode understand this and they get this vibe. It's craft, right? It's like going to a restaurant, a fine dining restaurant.
yes.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell a chef, right? Oh, when your dish comes out, it needs to be this way or it needs to have this dosage, right? Again, you're buying, yes, a product, but it's like an experience.
Well, and you have to trust, the saying trust the process. Well, trust the experts, like trust the chef, trust you guys, who created it and that they created the experience with the experience in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to trust it. Although we have been to restaurants. Remember that restaurant we went to? I think it was a Middle Eastern restaurant, and it was on Mother's Day. It was in Tucson.
Oh, yeah.
And this lady and her mom go in, and they're like, "Is there a spinach salad? Like,
So
I
it's
just
like,
want a spinach
I love
salad."
like Middle Eastern foods at my favorite.
It was-
I like finding like
It was like a
authentic
small
places.
family owned, like so authentic.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
I'm like,
find like a spot,
So-
and it's like lady. I'm like, go to like a Chili's.
yeah,
Yeah.
why are you even here? It's so rude.
well, we feel like we're not making products, we're providing solutions for experiences.
That's a good way to put.
So this is our Royal Tonic. So brainchild I've been thinking about for a while.
Yeah.
And so we've got gold crown in here. For us, gold is when you blend all the white, the green, and the red together. 7 grams. And all of the botanicals that go into gin, juniper berries, cardamom, caraway, orris root, ginger root, dried lemon, lime peel, all of those things we brew in the tea together to make something that we feel comes out as close to tasting like a gin and tonic
It
that
does.
Crown and Beverage would.
That's wild.
It really does. So I, back in our drinking days, that was always my drink of choice was a gin and tonic. And honestly, I think it was your family who got me hooked on that.
Yeah,
Your
they're
aunt,
really?
yeah. And I really liked it. And this tastes just like it brings back flashbacks of that. And that's crazy.
Good flashbacks.
Good,
Yeah.
good flashbacks. I'm thinking of like family get-togethers where
Yeah.
but like it does. It tastes just like it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, you got knocked the park, man. Like, these are excellent.
So have you started selling these yet?
Yes. Yeah, we just released them like a week and a half ago.
What has the feedback been so far?
They're
Moving
tell
pretty
us.
fast.
What's
Yeah.
I gotta say, my favorite. I thought it was the guava at first, but the strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberry was insane.
See, I don't think I can pick a
Yes.
favorite because, like you said, it depends on the intention and
Yeah.
the desired event effect, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, it
so
is.
it depends
What
on
in
the
the mood
mood.
for-
Yeah.
If I had to be objective though, like if I had to go back, I mean, you saw me drink the rest of the strawberry one, but it was so good.
Which is interesting too because
Thank you.
I'm not a strawberry
he
guy.
hates berry flavor.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I
So
think
that's- I think
because
that's
that
what-
tastes so real, like
Yeah.
it tastes like a
Yeah.
strawberry. It doesn't taste like artificial at all.
Yeah, we didn't want like fake fruity
Exactly.
flavors. You know, we really wanted to.
I'm not saying this because like you guys are here, like on the podcast right now, but like
Sure.
there is nothing else. And like seriously, like people listening, if you haven't had it before, we've tried a lot of product, a lot, and there's nothing out there that is to this level of
Yeah.
care. I would say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I understand, the bigger companies can't necessarily mass reproduce this, but
But
at
I
the same
think that's
time, like,
why I like it. Like it feels more intimate and like special because I know it's a small batch. I know that you know
it
not
feels like you're at a
everyone.
fine dining space.
I do. I
Yeah.
feel so fancy and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like elevated.
Plastic solo cup.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't knock the cup.
Like, don't get us wrong. We have all the intention to grow as
Yes.
large. Like we have
As we
very,
can.
very
For sure.
big,
Absolutely.
massive, delusional goals.
For sure.
Delusional
You
goals.
should have this.
Okay.
You should.
Like when you're at your stadium and you're at your sports game and then you see Coca-Cola and Pepsi and Budweiser. Above all of that, you're going to see Tom Fun's original.
Let's go, dude. I mean,
Above all
can you
that,
imagine
while
that?
you're at
That'd
Tom
be
Fun's original
badass.
stadium, you're going to be drinking Tom Fun's original, okay? Cheering on for Tom Fun's team.
At the same time, like,
But
I think some people might laugh, but it's like, well, why? Budweiser does it.
They
Yeah.
did it.
yeah.
This is a whole new category.
Rona
It's
does it.
growing. It's
Why can't Botanicals do it?
But I think
Of course.
even so, I didn't. It's not to minimize that you guys will ever that you'll stay small,
No,
but I
of course.
think it will always be even if you are when you get to be this massive big company. I feel like you'll always still be more elevated,
Right.
And so when I'm seen drinking this, even if when you are a big company, I feel like people will look at me and think, she's elevated because she's drinking that. She chose that over something
It's a step
else.
up, yeah.
And she's a step up. Like that's like the
Yeah.
persona I feel like I would be giving off while drinking this.
Yeah, and we want everyone to feel welcome. Like
Of
when we
course.
say, people always ask like, "Who is Thom Fun?" And we like to see that there's a Thom Fun in everyone, and
Oh
there
boy, there's
is.
so many jokes I could.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry. There's plenty of time for that. But we have 7 other flavors we have 3 2.5 gram ones. We have 4 gram doses, and now these 4.
Mhm.
So we do have something for everyone. And on that note, we have one more thing.
Oh boy.
We'll use
We
fresh
had
cups
to.
here for this
Oh, man.
because we
You
had
guys
to.
are spoiling us.
We really had to because we listened to. Have you go. Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
We listened to the community, and they were like, "Oh, crowd 'em. But what about kava?"
Oh, yo, let's go.
So
Oh my
nice.
gosh.
the biggest difference here is that we have to use an extract because you can't heat up kava,
Yeah, that's-
and it
Right.
can't leave it suspended, and the kombucha just wouldn't work. So this is an extract.
So
kava
it is
extract.
kombucha still.
Still
Still
kombucha.
kombucha.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh, I'm
This is
excited.
with polygold kava extract, and there's 400 milligrams in here,
So it's pineapple ginger.
and pineapple ginger. So
Mhm.
pineapple,
Classic.
classic pairing.
I'm so excited for this.
He's like, look at
Oh my
him.
god, let's go, man.
He's like, it's Christmas.
So we really hope that you guys do like the flavor on this.
Oh man, I'm excited. How long did it take you guys to formulate this one?
A
It's
little
taken
while.
A couple of months
Damn.
or more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That is amazing.
Oh,
That's so good.
look how happy he is.
It's so good. Like there's nothing
That
else
is
like
so
that.
good.
out there.
Yeah.
Man. That's so cool.
And again, the ginger is like the perfect amount. It's really easy to overdo ginger.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Wow, that's refreshing.
Yeah, this one goes down pretty easy.
So if you have one or two max, I would say, of the strawberry and then one of these.
Dude,
Go
this
to bed.
this really changes the game.
Yeah,
in a
this
long
is
way,
so
the
good.
kava game. It really does. I'm thinking right now, I cannot think of anyone else who has done something outside of a seltzer like this.
Right.
Closest thing I think I've seen that kind of like blew my mind the past couple months. Fiji Vanuatu, they brought out a RTD shot with green juice kava, and which I thought was pretty cool. But this is like I would have this with dinner, and I would never have kava with dinner.
Yeah.
And this I would. Like this is really good.
Yeah, it was really good. Oh man. So how is that for people who drank Thom Funs before and they're used to the kratom? How do they respond to the kava?
The same way.
Yeah.
You know,
They've been
like-
like, this might be my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so good.
And
It's
crazy.
we also have another aspect. It's like you also can't advertise kratom.
Makes it tricky.
You can't advertise
It's hard.
kava.
Okay.
And so we thought of like, how do we develop something that we can advertise, and then people will then see, oh, we also make kratom. So
So pull them in.
Isn't that so fucking stupid, man?
yeah,
Like it's so fucking
I think it's
Yeah.
just a time thing.
Yeah.
I
it'll
think
happen.
where kratom right now is where CBD was 10 years ago,
Yeah.
right? And it's like no one's like, oh my god, this, and now there's like 4 smoke shops and a dispensary and a liquor store that has.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like on every corner in Florida.
The-
So it's going to be bigger. Kratom will be bigger than weed one day. Soon,
Yeah, I think
like
so. I
all
think
around.
it's
Yeah,
on the
all
road.
around.
It is crazy because even like we've been shadow banned. I'm sure you guys probably
Yes.
have
Oh, for
been
sure.
restricted.
The
and
struggle is real.
Constantly,
It is.
constantly
Struggle is
shadow
real.
banned.
And we thought it would be different when
Right.
we went to YouTube, and it's not.
No,
No.
same.
Yep.
We still have people reaching out to us. Stop talking about kratom. And it's like, bro, we're an independent podcast. I want to talk about whatever I want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
You know, watch something else.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't
the,
listen.
yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know
Exactly.
how to help you.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't like it, just don't listen to it.
Listen
It's
to
like,
it.
I don't know
Yeah.
what to tell you.
But we always laugh too because, when people will comment, and we don't get a ton of hate,
Yeah.
but as you get hate, we're always like, we're making
Oh,
it.
Yes,
I know
yes,
that is
means, yep.
absolutely.
Yes, if you have a hater, then you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're doing
Yeah.
it right. People are noticing.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
And the people who are hating ain't doing shit.
Zach, dude, at the end of the day.
They're
Did you
on,
take it
they're
all?
on,
Alright,
You
good.
took it all.
you know, they're just
Okay, you
hating
can
stuff.
drink it.
Want the last
I think
bit?
it's it.
Yeah, that's good. I know. I could probably have like 3 of those, but
But yeah, they're hating, and
Yeah.
it's okay, but you're
doing it
noticing,
right.
like you
Yeah.
said. So,
the pineapple.
man, those were all. Thank you so much for bringing these,
welcome.
and those were delicious. As we kind of wrap it up for our audience, how can they find you? How can they get your product? If they want to find you on social media and contact you, let them know.
Yeah, so we're Thom Fun's original, kind of across the board. We started our TikTok journey, so we'll see.
How's that going?
I don't know.
TikTok
We're learning.
is,
We're learning. But we're on Instagram, Thom Fun's Original as well, and then our website, Thom Fun's Original. We'll be changing over some things on our website, just payment processing wise, so you can stay up to date. We'll be coming out with more information. We do local delivery in Miami-Dade and parts of Broward right now. And then we have shipping inquiries available on our website with the live product, and with it needing to be cold for transport can be a little tricky, but we are getting it out. We've been shipping out to a couple out in Seattle that love it, and they've been getting it religiously. So working out those kinks. So, wherever you are, you can reach out to us.
Yeah.
We can get it to you. And then we have a map of all of our wholesale accounts that do carry our product on our website. So you can find where to get us.
Yeah, so on the website, it's the best place to see where you can find us. We do draft as well, like
Yeah.
kegs. So we do have first and Chicago bars. We also have people who order kegs. Some
For their
people in
home.
Texas, they're ordering like 2 or 3 kegs a week.
So you guys do cakes.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do kegs. And then we're at Farmer Joe's out
Right.
here,
Yeah.
and a couple other places. Mermaid Food Store. Farmer Joe's doing very well. We just got into a newly opened kava bar, Roots House of Kava. They're
Yeah,
doing great. They do
they're great.
kamikaze shots with the citrus hops on draft.
Yes.
right? And a kratom extract shot. We're at a lot of the kava bars in Miami: Syndicate, Purple Lotus, Kava Villa,
Kava Cavern.
Kava Cavern, Makana Kava. Out here, we're in a bunch: Soundgarden, Sincerely Me, Roots House Kava. But you know, you can just find us at your local kava bar, and if they're not carrying us, you can ask them why.
Yeah.
Tell them. So I gotta ask bonus question. It might be hard, but for both of you, what's your favorite?
Ooh. Okay.
Don't rack and you don't have to rack and stack them. But give me your favorite. Like, what do you
If you
go
could
down?
only drink one
Yeah.
for the rest of your life,
Ooh.
which would it be?
OG?
OG Brew.
All right.
So
I would
yeah.
probably drink the citrus hops
Okay.
because I was a big beer drinker,
I
and
mean,
and the citrus hops like
That's
it's my
sad.
need when I'm
Yeah.
at the beach or at the pool, and I just like want like an ice cold.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it.
I got that. I do miss that. Like, I wasn't always a huge beer person, but sometimes I do
Yeah.
like, a cold beer.
Yeah, that's how I felt about the
Sounds
kava
good.
one, though.
Yeah.
For sure. That's what I picture, just like being at the beach, being at the pool,
Mhm.
Well,
just downing it all day.
Yeah.
out of the new ones, which one were you guys most excited about? Give them that.
You were most
All
excited
of
about
them.
the world.
I mean, the tonic, but then the mule and the strawberry, like they're all.
The mule's my fave.
We make it really hard to have a favorite.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know,
Yeah.
it's tough. You just have to buy them all.
It's facts though. So
have them all on hand.
Yeah.
sounds like the quite a big kava bars obviously can do from the website as well. Yeah, just as we kind of wrap things up, like anything as we're it's crazy. Next month is fall. We were just talking about this.
It's not.
Wild.
Yeah, I literally don't understand where time went. But for the rest of the year, any kind of big plans for y'all or anything going on?
Rest of the year, yeah. So we do a lot of farmers markets in Miami, and that's how we started. We have the Coconut Grove Farmers Market. We do like a pop-up bar set up where people come and hang out all the time. But we've got a few more coming out. Palmetto Bay and Surfside on the beach in 96th Street. But also, we spent most of these past 8 months or so, 9 months, focusing on kava bars, trying to catch up because we had focused on the other brand. And now we feel like it's ready to really go out into the mainstream market and take this into restaurants and bars and stuff like that. So if you're listening and you're following us on Instagram or whatnot, you can always send us a DM and say, hey, I like this place, talk to this person, and we'll be happy to walk in there and present it to them and bring it to wherever people want it.
What is the best way if our listeners just really want to get this? Like you said, they can let you know what restaurants. Is there anything they can do specifically? Like, would it help for them to just bug their
Oh yeah.
place and
Absolutely.
just ask for it over and
Demand
over
it.
again?
Yeah, if your local grocery store has the what products do you want to see here card, fill those out, talk to your bar manager, be like, hey, I don't drink alcohol as much, or I'm looking to reduce, and I love this bar, and I want to still come here, but there's this product that I wish you carried, talk to the people in charge, let them know, like, hey, I'd love to see your product here.
And if it's a kava bar, demand it.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I don't know why a kava bar, because this is not. I'm not in any way throwing any shade at the seltzer companies out there. So please do not think it this way. I think everyone's got awesome products, but I think when an opportunity comes along for unique products to be introduced to the community, you have a fridge and it's a bunch of seltzers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Why not have something different?
Well, and I think this goes to the aesthetic of, especially if you were previously drinking,
Right.
having that glass beer bottle in your hand.
Mhm.
And this is very comparable to that. And especially if you are at a bar, you want to look like everyone else. Like, this is perfect.
And sorry, no shade to the seltzer producers.
Yeah, no.
They paved the road for us,
Right.
for the industry, and we have all respect for them, and we have it on good authority that the owners of the top 2 seltzers out there drink our stuff on good authority. But they have everything has its time and place.
Yeah.
And you could grab a seltzer or you can grab one of these, and we don't feel like we're competing.
No.
I'm sure they don't look at us as competitors, and we don't think of us competing with anyone else. We're focused on making this, and And we just think that there's plenty of room in the market and the industry.
Yeah.
Like this is all gonna grow massively. There's so much growth out there for everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, every new brand that comes out just means that like there's more demand for it. So it's
Yep.
good for all of us that it's more in the mainstream, more people are getting into it. Like that's super exciting.
That's a great way of looking at it. And I feel like not every business owner sees it that way, but I think that's a perfect way of looking at it.
At the same time, I was really doing this on this level. Just gonna say.
I started working for my dad in
Mhm.
restaurants when I was like 12 and a half.
Okay.
And in New York City. And when I was like 14 or so, there was like 2 more restaurants opening on our street and like one across the corner. And I asked my dad, I was like, are you worried? And he said, no. I was like, well, why? He's like, the more the merrier. The more restaurants in this area, the more people come and walk around here.
Yeah.
The more people are looking to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said something that's always stuck with me. He goes, why does Burger King open across from McDonald's? Because people are buying burgers. And so the more kava bars open, the more people are drinking kava
Yeah.
and kratom. And the more people learn about it. And the more it becomes something like that's mainstream and everything like that. And if you have scarcity mindset and you're like, oh no, this business or that brand and this and that, like you need to look inside your own place and think about what you're presenting to people, because the only way you're going to keep people is by offering them the best that you can and the most that you can.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know.
Yeah. Very true.
I do hope to see the day where it is normal to. I mean, like, we're in Florida, so seeing kava bars everywhere, it's like,
It's
yeah,
nice,
standard.
yeah.
But, you know, it'll be cool when the day comes where it's like seeing dispensaries everywhere. Like you said, CD alcohol places, bars,
Yeah.
you know, to really see that. And I think the tide's shifting. I think things are going that way. And it's, you know, awesome to see you guys being part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for being on this episode. I can't wait for our audience to see this. And it was wonderful having you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us. This is great.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to Kava and Kettlebells, where we talk about kava, fitness, and life. Let's get kava-fied.